Hello, brothers and sisters. It is good to be back. It's a little, it's interesting. I'm just testing all of this out. Haven't done a vlog in a minute. And I got my key light, hair light, making sure I'm in focus. The lighting's good. It's nice and moody and dramatic like I was hoping for. Let me know what you think. A lot has been going on during the last year of the Pandy. Now we're in Pandy version 2.0 right now. I'm fully vaccinated. I'm in and out and around a lot of different people, so I felt like as a safety precaution, it was something I should probably do. The Crusaders documentary just came out about a month ago, maybe a little bit longer than that. And the Four Corners in Australia documentary just came out. I haven't watched that. If you've seen the Crusaders or any EXJW doc or any documentary that has to do with Scientology or Mormonism or ex-cult survivors coming out, they're really heavy and dark and interesting, but yet time-consuming and draining and emotionally and mentally taxing. So I want to watch the Crusaders again, give my thoughts on that soon, and then hopefully have some of the people that are in it on a Q&A. I think that would be kind of cool. I know Asher, she added me on Instagram, and we've been kind of clicking lately. And Marty O'Donnell, I just would love to pick apart his brain. He's like a walking, talking encyclopedia of a bunch of different shit. And then the Four Corners documentary, I have to make time for it, schedule it, mentally plan things out, and emotionally plan things out so I can handle it and just not feel drained that night and then the next day, or at least just for a little bit. I can go get some aggression out of the gym or some shit. I don't know. I was just testing this out, testing out the camera setup, testing out the lighting. Wasn't actually planning on doing or saying much. But here I am, I'm talking. We're talking. So I'm kind of sort of vlogging right now. You know what's interesting is a lot of shit has happened in my life. And a lot of things have been brought to the front through relationships and myself and learning from my mistakes, but also learning that I've made so much progress since I left the Jehovah's Witnesses, since I escaped, since I ran away. But I have so much more progress to make as an adult as I continue to get into, what's normal society, but also get into a healthier headspace. Ever since I left, I've become more and more obsessed with mental health. And that has been, I think my biggest thing is becoming like a mental health nerd and just obsessing over, healthy coping mechanisms and figuring out what is narcissism? How is that in Christianity? How do you tell healthy narcissism from unhealthy narcissism? What personality traits are toxic? We all have behaviors and patterns that were given to us. We all have thought patterns that were given to us. We all have these mental blockers, but especially if you come from a cult, you can times that by like 100. You have so much trauma, and if you have generations of JW family that you come from, you have generational trauma. You have broken ties in relationships. You've got abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, a bunch of abuse. I'm trying to be careful with some of the words I'm saying on YouTube for fear of demonetization, but you've got a lot of fucked up shit happening to people. And you've got a lot of fucked up shit that has happened to people, and their ex-members are wounded. They're hurt. And some people deal with it by isolating themselves. Other people deal with it by acting out. Some people deal with it by trying to find someone to love them, to replace that love they never got. And they're hurt. I think that most people are actually healthy, happy people. They have the potential. I think that most people are actually good people. There isn't a black and white, us versus them, bad versus good, light side versus dark side, like the Jehovah's Witnesses like to paint. There's a spectrum. And figuring that out has been really interesting. Just leaving, escaping is really just the beginning of rebuilding yourself back mentally, physically, emotionally, building yourself up, your self-esteem up, your self-awareness, and then picking healthy friends, healthy family that will replace the family that you lost, and the relationship that you have with yourself, which is the most important. I've learned so much, and I'm really excited to talk about that. If you didn't know, I have a TikTok. We're almost at 85,000 followers there. I'm on Instagram too. That's like, I'm on there pretty much every day, sharing memes and posting photos and shit of Jehovah's Witness stuff, but also stuff that I'm interested in. I'm really interested in photography. I'm trying to become a freelance full-time cinematographer, and then who knows what will happen from there. I'm really excited. I've been wanting to do that since I was 10 years old, but was told no, because that's not, any cult survivor is going to recognize that's not God's will. So you're going against God by being selfish and having hope and self-esteem in yourself. So now, as a grown-ass adult, I'm chasing that dream now. So I'm really excited to share that and post some videos that people have never seen some shit on here before, but also go back to the stuff that I know they like. And what do you want to see? Like, be interesting to see if anyone has made it this far. And if you have, it's amazing. Please comment some shit down below that you would like to see. I get a lot of inquiries for one-on-one time. I think most XJWs do, in DMs, emails, messages. There's some kooky people out there that, you know, because they can't get a hold of you in 2 seconds, go off on you. And there's other people that are, the majority of people, however, are pretty reasonable. So I'm really excited to see what'll happen. This is not meant to be a vlog at all. I was just testing out lighting in my newish apartment. Finally live by myself, so it's pretty cool and it feels amazing. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out a way to put it bluntly, like I get so many messages and emails and DMs from people asking for help in one-on-one time. I can't keep up, and it just keeps piling up. And the more I vlog, the more I TikTok, the more I post on Instagram, the more people find you over time. And it's getting to the point where, like, I'm trying to figure out a way to monetize that way. Because if I answered all the DMs and gave people full attention, I would be broke and homeless and be, you know, living on the streets. So I'm trying to figure out a way to monetize that, maybe as like consultation for a few dollars. You know, you send me a paragraph or two of your problem or a video, and I send back a 2 to 3 minute video of my response of, you know, just like an answer. Because I'm not a mental health professional, but I'm a mental health nerd. And I think my perspective on religion and cults and atheisms and agnostics and escaping cults and healthy relationships and stuff, I think I have a lot to say. There's so much I want to cover. I want to start covering my journey into filmmaking and start covering a lot of random stuff that you probably have never seen on here or weren't expecting. But I'm really excited to see what happens with this. I want to go back to the vlogs. I think for now I'm going to try to aim for like bi-weekly, like twice a month, because I've got so much going on. Work-wise, my own situation, and time-wise, it's just there's not enough time in the day. If someone could make a 30-hour day or a 40-hour day with plenty of sleep, like 10 hours of sleep, that would be fucking amazing. But only 4 days working and 3 days off. That would be lit. That'd be tight. Anyway, I've learned a lot from, like I said earlier, I learned a lot from the pandemic, going through a couple of relationships with some girls, figuring out myself, keeping my standards, trying to be kind, but have your boundaries, calling bullshit out when you see it. I think a lot of that would be really helpful to share, because when you leave the Jehovah's Witnesses, like I said, that's just the beginning. You know, if you're like 12 years old and you escape, or you're 15 years old and you escape, and you're 19 or 20 or 30, 35, 40, that's 40, 20, 12 years of brainwashing. And it's not going to happen overnight. I'm 5 years in. My anniversary of waking up was just this last August, so right before September, where that marks the anniversary of starting this YouTube channel, because that's about the time I woke up. It's just the beginning. There's so much for you to grow and process and mature and experience, and you should experience a lot of life. You should go do those things that you want to do. But, you know, most cult survivors have crippling depression. Most cult survivors have mental, physical, and all the kinds of abuse that they have been through, that they have to kind of go through. And most of them aren't in financially well-off positions where they can just go and spend, you know, $400 or $500 a month on a good therapist. And there's a lot of lazy and bad therapists out there, and there's certain types of therapy that's good and not good. So going through that, I think sharing what I've learned through there has been interesting. Depression is really the latest thing that I'm trying to face head on. I've learned a lot that you shouldn't be relapsing into depression, kind of like alcoholism or someone addicted to a certain substance. You shouldn't be relapsing. You should be able to overcome and recognize your emotions and recognize and address it. I think that's really interesting shit that no one really talks about, that I've seen in the XJW world, that you can overcome depression and overcome those crippling feelings of not being able to move or eating too much or not eating at all because you're stressed or your bills are going unpaid or it's hard to show up to work. Like, I've been through all of that, some crazy shit. And I'm excited to share that. Filtering out your friends and your lovers and your loved ones and the people that you date through shit tests. That's something I love to talk about on TikTok a lot, because I don't just talk about JW stuff there. It's dating, relationships, life, advice, and then funny stuff that I find that's funny, and filmmaking stuff every once in a while. Shit tests, if you're not familiar with that, it's just basically a way of taking advantage of an opportunity of a situation to test someone's morals or how they react negatively or positively to a certain situation. Or if you're making a new friend or if you're dating someone, presenting morals or a different view that you're not sure of, just to see how they react. And if they go cuckoo and they go crazy, then you probably don't want them in your life as much as you were initially hoping for. And you kind of get a gauge of where they're at in that point in their life. So I think that's really interesting and healthy, and I want to share it here on the channel. But anyway, this like I said, this wasn't meant to be a vlog. I'm just talking. I was testing out a lighting setup. It's late. It's 11 o'clock at night while I finished getting home from work and testing all this stuff. It's good to be back, brothers and sisters. If you made it this far, comment what you would like to see. Also, go follow me on TikTok and Instagram and come say hi. Note that if you send me a DM, it will take a while, a few weeks probably, maybe even longer for me to reply, because there's just so many that come in and they're all, like, keep it to a paragraph. If you send me 8 paragraphs, that means I have to devote a lot more time to it. So just keep it simple, and then, once I figure out a way to mass answer people, but in a individualized way, keep it simple. Otherwise, it's good to be back. I miss the YouTube space. TikTok has been really good to me, a lot of fun. I'm getting back into that. And then Instagram it's whatever. It's kind of like the old Facebook. It needs to be there. You just kind of have to have one to show face. But other than that, brothers and sisters, I'm really excited to be here. I'm really tired, so I'm going to end this now, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, by the way, I also have other vlogs that have been shot and I've had help with, and I'm coming out with reviews on the Crusaders, and if I haven't said so already. Anyway, talk to you soon. Later. Bye.